Boy, I sure remember this one. Oh my God, what a scintillating record. It genius lyrics. Albert Hammond, Free Electric Band, number 100, coming in at number 100 the week of April 28, 1973. It would get as high as number 48 here in the States, 11 weeks on the charts. It was played a lot on the local radio stations here in Tuscaloosa. It looked like it was going to take off, but it didn't. It was played for about a month or two and it died. Runner-up to it, Never Rains in Southern California. That was his big American hit. He also had another hit Albert Hammond did in 1974 called I'm a Train, a folksy record. Albert Hammond, let's go back a little bit on Albert Hammond. He was born in London, but he grew up in Gibraltar, the island of Gibraltar. He formed a band there in 1960 called the Diamond Boys. They played in Spain. They helped introduce Spain to rock and roll. They did. The Diamond Boys, Albert Hammond and the Diamond Boys, they played the nightclubs in Madrid. They also played on stage alongside Spanish rock and rollers, the early Spanish rock and rollers and popsters like Miguel Rios. Miguel Rios, who did the Song of Joy in 1969, 1970. Much later, late 60s, Albert Hammond was in a band called the Family Dog. They scored a top 10 hit in Britain called A Way of Life. That was in 69. But it gets even better. Albert Hammond wrote a bunch of songs. He teamed up with Mike Hazelwood and wrote this, the lovely Leafy Lee, Little Arrows, the childlike narrative lullaby, Little Arrows in 1968. It was a hit here in the States. Beautiful record, Little Arrows in My Heart. And they also wrote together, Mike Hazelwood and Albert Hammond wrote, Give Me That Thing, Give Me That Thing, Give Me That Thing. That was back in 1970. That was a hit in 70. But a lot of people don't know this. Albert Hammond wrote The Air That I Breathe. As a matter of fact, I think he even recorded it first. Then the Hollies made it to a massive hit. 1974. Later on, just a couple of songs that he wrote later on in his career. When I Need You, he wrote that song with Carol Bayer Sager. And he also wrote with Hal David, To All the Girls I Knew Before, or To All the Girls I Loved Before, which was done by Willie Nelson and Julio Iglesias. Massive hit in 1984. The guy could write pop songs, folk records, and this Free Electric Band, it is a classic tune in, tune out counterculture record. It's about a middle class youth rebelling against his parents' values. Classic 60s. Instead of becoming a doctor or an engineer, as his parents would speculate. F all that. I'm joining a band. I'm leaving. I'm joining a band. I'm taking a microbus. I'm gonna spray it with psychedelic colors. I'm heading to Woodstock, baby. I'm heading to Monterey. I'm gonna be jamming and grooving to the likes of Eric Burden and the Animals, Country Joe and the Fish, that sort of thing. Classic. Let me read you a few of these lyrics because it's such a genius record. That's what it is. It's nothing less than genius. I went to school and hand-washed shirts and neatly ordered hair, and the school was big and newly built and filled with light and air, and the teacher taught us values that we had to learn to keep, and he clipped the ear of many idle kid who went to sleep. Then my father organized for me a college in the East, but I went to California, the sunshine and the beach. My parents and my lecturers could never understand why I gave it up for music and the Free Electric Band. Yes! It was so inspiring. Just give me bread and water, put a guitar in my hand, that's all I want. I don't need the riches, just that. Because all I need is music and the Free Electric Band, some of the optimism, some of the spirit of the 60s before it got really bad and rancid. Like the summer of 67, the summer of love, the summer of hope. Before it all went down, my father sent me money, and I spent it very fast on a girl I met in Berkeley in a social science class. Yes, we learned about her body, but her mind we didn't know until deep-rooted attitudes and morals begin to show. Man, that's deep stuff. Deep-rooted attitudes and morals begin to show. She wanted to get married even though she never said, but I knew her well enough by now to see inside her head. She settled for suburbia and a little patch of land. She went for the middle-class lifestyle. So I gave her up for music and a free electric band. God, I love that song. Albert Hammond, if you're watching this video, man, I was inspired by this song. It was brilliant. I still love it. All right. Just having an epiphany, fueled by coffee and chocolate. Free Electric Band by Albert Hammond, coming in at number 100 the week of April 28th, 1973. Here it is, brought to you by Mr. DJ.